are there any hair tools or accessories that I should be using whilst I'm transitioning? I have mentioned a few. Hair tools and accessories being the detangling brush. You're going to want to invest in a wide tooth comb as well. That will really help you out when it comes to wash day or just dealing with your hair in general. One that you want to avoid is a fine tooth comb, because especially where those two textures meet, as I mentioned, it's a weak point, and if you're trying to get a fine tooth comb through that, another recipe for breakage. You're going to want to avoid one of those. And yeah, especially because if, like me, you have naturally thick hair that's growing from the roots whilst you're transitioning and it meets thin, damaged hair, then it's even more of a challenge to detangle, because we're accustomed, we've learned that we should be detangling from the ends up into the roots. But what if the roots are really thick, really thick, and that's where all the knots are? It makes it more of a challenge to detangle. So you're going to want to take your time and invest in a wide tooth comb and a good detangling brush. And also, when you are detangling, make sure you're doing it on moisturized hair, whether that's moisturized with leave-in conditioner, but preferably moisturized with a deep conditioner or a conditioner. Like detangling your hair whilst it's conditioning is probably one of the best practices that you're going to implement, especially during the transitioning phase, but onwards in your natural hair journey as well. What else would I say in terms of hair tools that you'll need? I've mentioned clips, a bonnet or a silk scarf. I tend to go for the silk scarf because my satin bonnet never stays on my head. Another accessory that you're gonna wanna invest in is potentially a silk pillowcase or a satin pillowcase. They are really great. Like, these are things that you might not have used so much when your hair was in its previous state, pre-transition. I know that when my hair was relaxed, I was not the best at caring for my hair, and I didn't know any better, to be honest. So I definitely wasn't using a scarf. I wasn't wrapping my hair in any sort of way. It might just go into a relaxed hair, damaged hair ponytail as I slept, and that would be it. But I didn't do anything with my hair. Yeah, it was not good. So now that your hair is going to natural, it's returning to natural, you're going to want to, as I said, start as you mean to go on. So get yourself a bonnet, get yourself a satin pillowcase, get yourself a headscarf, and just make sure that you're wrapping it every night before bed. But yeah, I think those are the main things that I'd recommend for whilst you're on this journey of discovering your natural hair and learning your natural hair and getting used to how it responds. And these are tips, all of these tips are things that I wish that I knew at the beginning of my journey. So I really hope that these are of use to you, because if I'd known them, I probably wouldn't have been through so much trial and error, because honestly, I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, I was transitioning before I was aware that I was transitioning. I'd just missed a couple relaxer appointments, and then next thing I knew, I had this little afro that was growing, and relaxed hair that was falling from that. And I was like, oh, okay, what are we working with here? So yeah, I hope that these have been useful for you. I hope you're able to take them into account and yeah, make use of these tips. And thank you for having me, Main Hookup. Yay! See you next time.